I had taken over children's services in Wandsworth just prior to the service receiving a very poor outcome in its Ofsted inspection. So the morale was clearly very low, and really feeling that we needed to achieve a culture change. And so I commissioned Grit once again to do a programme which involved every manager in the children's service to undertake the group coaching, including me, because I thought it's going to have impact if everybody is involved and engaged, and me as director were involved. So the reason, in a nutshell, was basically because we'd had a bad inspection. We knew we needed to make some changes in a reasonably short period of time. Underpinning that was the need to achieve a change in behaviours, attitudes and the culture, which I think was recognised, and it's easy to recognise but often quite hard to do. So I thought, right, I'll get Grit back and see whether we can get a programme that's going to work for us. I have to say it isn't necessarily for the faint-hearted, in that it involves a lot of guts to actually take part, and it doesn't work if you're going through the motions. You really need to take part in the group coaching and get involved. It felt risky at times. I remember my deputy John at the time, because he hadn't done this, and I remember I think at the end of day 2, when the coach, Amragita, was taking us through a certain part of the process, and I could see him looking at me like, what? You're just giving everybody an opportunity to moan and get everything out on the table, which is part of the process. And then it all comes together as the Amragita very skillfully took people forward around, accepting responsibility for their behaviours and what they can change and what they can't. And so he was a big fan at the end, but I did think he's going to think Don's lost the marbles here. I think one of the outcomes of the training was that it gave the staff within children's services a new language, basically, a new way of communicating, and a confidence in the organisation to challenge one another in a very constructive way, and not in a personal way. The other thing is it created much more openness about what was working well and what wasn't. And also each cohort, because it was done in cohorts, as I said, over an 18-month period, formed a group chat, so that they then had ongoing support and buddies, and so it broke down some of the barriers, because children's services was education, it had psychology services, we had special educational needs, we had children's social care, early years. So historically it had been quite fragmented, and it got, because we didn't put people in their services, they'd worked across, they formed new relationships, and there was a lot of energy and creativity, and it was amazing to see people go through the process and realise they had a lot more power and control over their circumstances than they thought they had, and about working on people's, their own thoughts, their behaviours, and what they can change, rather than trying to sort of change, well, we haven't got enough money and we haven't got this, that and the other, all the excuses often that people put in place for not actually maybe doing what they should be doing, or doing it to the standard to which they should be doing. So they, so that it actually took that away in some respects. I have people come up saying this is probably one of the most fulfilling experiences I've had, scary at times, but fulfilling. And thank you for investing in me.